But anyway, so here's the situation. For those of you that haven't been keeping up, my significant other got this super amazing internship in NorCal. So for the last week, we traveled and we made our way to NorCal. On Wednesday, I got this neat little email telling me that I lost my job while we were on the road. So that was fun. And hearing the story of all of my coworkers being told to show up to a meeting and then not, like, then having all of their accounts shut off so they couldn't join said meeting, and then later finding out that their accounts got shut off because they got fired, is fucked up. It's very fucked up. And this is going to bring up a couple of challenges for us here. First, I don't have a job, so I don't have a steady income anymore. However, they gave us severance, so I guess that's cool. I mean, it's not really cool, but it's, you know, whatever. The big challenge for this is going to be that this laptop, of which we are streaming from currently, I have to return. Can't you see I'm lazy? So I have to return this laptop. Let me go ahead and fade out the music, because now we're getting into some serious stuff. As much as I love the smell of the game, we'll come back to that in a little bit. But here's the situation. Found out I got fired in the middle of PTO, in the middle of this crazy road trip for my girlfriend, so that's been fun. That's a shitty way of doing things, yeah. On top of it, the interesting thing was I managed to be in LA the day that it happened. So I was able to see my coworkers, well, my former coworkers, and my former bosses and all. And something that I don't think is ever going to leave my head, and it's like one of those like core memory moments now, is that I was having a conversation with my former boss, and he started crying out of frustration of how all of this shit went down, right? Like it got dark, like it was pretty heavy. So I'm not gonna say which company I worked for, because ultimately I don't even want to give them, like, I don't even want to think about their name. But the company that owned the company I worked for was in dire straits, right? And the company that I worked for, which was under the umbrella of this other company, was the only profitable arm of this umbrella. And instead of nurturing the fact that this one arm of the company is profitable, they fired 65 people in order to keep all of the execs and all of the fucking rich, white, shitty people in their seats. So, yeah, my old director, who, funny enough, used to be a guy who also worked at Echo Fox. He was the director of content at Echo Fox before that went under. Like, it was visibly very frustrated with the whole thing, and rightly so, right? It's interesting how you could do everything right and you still get, you still get fucked. And that's modern capitalism, baby. So that's the situation with my job. It's gone. And what makes it even worse is I am still going to have to do work for them this coming week as a contractor, as a freelancer, because they need the help. And quite frankly, I need the money. But the ultimate big challenge is after I get home, I'm going to have to turn this computer in. So all of the streams we've been able to do on location are now on hold because I don't have a laptop, right? So I think one of the first things we're going to do is I'm going to see if we can either fundraise or if I can get a hold of a laptop that I can use so that I can keep traveling to tournaments and doing stuff like this. Right now, I'm in NorCal. This is my girlfriend's apartment. She is off at work. I was supposed to be working, but here we are. But yeah, so that's mainly that's the situation. It's working under like the current. Working under the current the way things are done now is you can do everything right and still get fucked, and that's where we're at. And I'm not the one person who expressed that. My old bosses. So, so with that said, I think this is as good a sign as any for me to put the time that I do have into Best of 5, right? Let's see what we can make of this shit. I know we were already ramping up and doing some cool stuff. I've had some stuff on the drawing board that I think is we're going to be able to hopefully now get off of the drawing board and into the world, as it were. And you know, I still haven't had a chance to process all this because we've been on this road trip, right? I went to fucking Disneyland for the first time, and that shit was great. That shit was dope. I went to the LA Zoo while I was in LA. It was dope. Meanwhile, like this whole thing has been in the back of my brain, so who knows how I'll be feeling when I get home. But at least for now, like I have a lot of things to distract me, like streaming. So, for those of you that are new here, I see that we do have like 10 people watching. So hello. I don't have my usual setup here. Of course, you can see it's very bare bones. I have the old logo. I have the old music. You can see on the screen right now over here somewhere is my Twitter. If you guys could do me the favor of go to Twitter and like the tweet right now to get more people in here. This is something I see other big streamers do, so I guess maybe we should start doing it too. Some people call it the blast off. Some people call it something else. Some people call it Trevzor resubscribing for 25 months. Everybody give Trevzor a round of applause, will you? Oh yeah, this was one of the other things I bought right before this trip. It's a microphone stick. Now I'm officially a newsman. And I went to Etsy and had somebody put, I think you guys can see that. I had somebody put the Best of 5 logo on it. It looks like shit. I genuinely thought it was going to look better, but it's like peeling and it doesn't look very great. Paid $50 for it. All right. But Trevzor, dude, thank you so much for the resub. I super appreciate it. But yeah, so with all this said, I have a little bit of time. So let's see what we can do with this channel, right? Let's see what happens if I put my all into it. Let's see if we can make this shit work. And who knows, maybe I never have to work under somebody ever again. That'd be pretty sweet, especially after this past experience.